That's a great question, Allison. Who is leading? Oh, we're recording.
Yep.
Well, guess I'll
You got it, Meg.
take my foot out of my mouth. Cool. So, would you like to play some more rollies?
I sure would, Meg. I sure would.
Fantastic. Thank you for not embarrassing me.
Who are you rolling today?
I'm rolling again my girl Keyleth because Vax did me so dirty last time.
I will be rolling Scanlan because this is Scanlan's episode. I know I rolled him last time. I intended to change my mind, but because this episode is literally called Scanbo, I will be rolling Scanlan.
Do you want to count us down?
Yeah, sure. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
14.
4. Well, that'll be me then. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Rated MA. As always, I'm Allie. This is Meg, and today we are reacting to The Legend of Vox Machina, Season 1, Episode 7. This episode is called Scanbo. If you are new to our channel for any particular reason, there's a couple of things I want to clarify. 1, Megan and I have seen this show before, so much so that we will quote this show. We will laugh at jokes before they happen. We will sing songs that we're not supposed to know. We know everything that's going to happen in this show. We're just along for the ride. We love it. I'm a big Critical Role fan. As you can see, Meg's getting into Critical Role. We love D&D. We're playing this Saturday is the day of our recording. We play in like 4 days at a homebrew game. Big D&D fans. We love this show. Second point of clarification. Meg and I take notes while we are recording. So if you see us looking down, I promise we're not on our phones. I know a lot of people tend to skip our intros, which is totally fine. We get it. But I am tired of getting comments being like, you guys are always on your phone. We're literally not. I just want to throw that out there. So yes, anyway, we're halfway done season 1, Meg.
Crazy.
Which is bonkers.
Time has flown by.
I will skip the theatrics for the rest of this. We're excited to get into this. We love this show. We love these characters. Can't wait to see more of this. Meg, anything from you before we begin?
Oh yeah, we're watching this also in preparation for season 4 that will be coming out probably early next year, and then also Mighty Nein that will be coming out sometime this fall. Not sure yet, but announcement hopefully is coming out soon. But that's about it.
I'm itching for it. I need the Mighty Nein. The Mighty Nein is my favorite of the 3 Critical Role campaigns, so I am deadly excited for that one to come out. Anything else, Meg?
Roll the tape.
All right.
When refined, it is known by another name. Residuum glass, Professor Anders.
Nerd. Loser. I want to bully him.
I was literally about to say, I'm like, I love young Percy. Look at him. And you're like, I'm going to bully that nerd.
I would have had a crush on him, but I would have bullied him.
Remains measured, however, when even a tiny bit of residuum touches it.
You're not endangering the heirs of Whitestone.
This is Taliesin doing the voice of his dad as well. It's the same guy that plays Percy.
Wild.
Valuable commodity.
Do keep the children in one piece, if you can.
And that's Grey Delisle, or Grey Delisle. That's Zula playing his mom.
I still have not received word on my refinery proposal.
Anders, we've been over this.
Yes, but with enough funding, we could triple our residuum production.
Your ambitions cloud your duty.
That's definitely Taliesin.
It's better. Perhaps focus on your pupils instead of matters beyond your purview.
Don't forgive my hubris. Your advice is always illuminating.
See you at dinner, dears.
Yeah, that has to be her.
That's totally her.
I don't bother. I don't appreciate
And it's funny too. I watched the show 5 or 6 times before I caught that was Taliesin and Grey.
Oh, fanciful whelps. Pray you never wake to find reality knocking at your door.
I'd be like, bro, did you just threaten me? I'm a lord. Go fuck yourself. Hi, Laudna.
You sing hi to Laudna. Just morbid.
I have to say hi to her every time. She's one of my favorite characters from Campaign 3, though.
I will kill you.
Percy, holding that weapon, it's like you're a different person. What is it?
You're right. The creation of the pepper box begins 5 years ago.
Yeah, okay, Percy's only been gone for 5 years. That puts him... We talked about this in another episode. We were trying to figure out what the time dilation was, but it's been 5 years.
So I did the only thing I could. I fled. washed away to a new life.
Completely white.
It's called the Marie Antoinette syndrome.
Tipped the scales of fortune in my favor. I dreamt of this.
Yikes. No wonder he's single.
Not the time,
I was about to be like, I love a good match cut. And then Scanlan opened his fucking mouth.
Kyrian Stonefell. In my dreams, I swore to make a list of those who wronged me.
Swore to who?
Hold up, that's 5 names. Who's the 6th barrel for?
There was something that just happened in the animation that I want to return to later, but we'll talk about it in our notes section.
I could shape that tree in the back into a sort of ladder.
Nope, just scouted it. Even more guards posted in the back.
Yeah, but there wouldn't be if I made them leave.
Seriously, how do you come up with these jokes so fast?
Scanlan, please. Now is not the time to be.
They are so mean to him.
Then I'll pick a big target. That bruiser, Venkman.
Vedmire.
Yes, I'll burn down his motherfucking house. A fire that big would be seen across Whitestone.
The answer is no. It's far too dangerous, and you're far too. You.
Grog and I will go. We're much better at this.
No, you're the stabby kill guys. I can do this alone.
Oh, the bag of holding. He has a bag of holding. That's right.
Me, Vex. You're always saying I'm annoying. Well, let me be annoying.
Why did they edit that like we do?
I know. I was just thinking the same thing. I was like, we do
Don't worry
that.
about me.
Everybody loves a good punch in Zoom, like this one.
Totally meant to do that.
Scanlan's hand.
I think he's in his bathroom.
Yes, and he's on the fucking.
Yeah, that's what.
This is so gross. Whoever animated that, to jail. Straight to jail.
I bet Sam Riegel was like, what if he just takes one more shit?
What if he just lets one more go?
Roll to see if you hit.
They're playing D&D!
I. Oh, gentlemen, to your health. Oh,
Oh, that's right, because he has a bunch of those random potions.
Yes, that he has no idea what they do.
oh hell yes.
Can you please do this in our campaign?
I want to give you guys the most fuck-ass random potions.
What misguided ambitions delivered this miniature parcel to my abode?
Yeah, funny story actually. I thought this was 74 Whitestone Drive, but it must be 74 Whitestone Ave.
Ow.
You will suffer worse.
The best one he could have taken.
Oh fuck!
Ooh, it's a griffin.
This guy's weirder than me.
That's really hard to do.
Fortaxio and Mon? What are these psychos playing at?
Help me with this door, and you put out that
Shit.
fire!
Okay,
Give me some room.
no. Tempting, but not the right time.
Not the anal beads.
Scroll this stupid thing 100 times. But I've never sung it. Okay, fuck it. Never schnever.
Not the booty beads.
The fucking slide.
You and use your bones for.
Get dinosaur, buddy.
Can I just say that I love dinosaurs exist in D&D?
It makes no fucking sense. It makes zero sense to me that dinosaurs exist in D&D, but I do love it.
Not bad. I should remember that spell. Now for my grand exit.
You got this, Scanlan.
You're just going in?
The longer we wait, the more we risk being discovered. On my shot, we move.
Let's not be rash, Percy.
Holy shit. He did. And it looks like he went all out.
Oh, yeah.
And Scanlan fashion.
Hold on. There could be a trap.
Not everything's a trap, you twit.
Let's do this!
Always listen
trap.
to your rogue. Let your rogue pick the lock and disarm the traps. Sincerely, a former rogue.
He has an intelligence of 6.
He knows what he's doing.
Oh, wait, please, please.
One of the best Scanlan moments in my opinion. And it's the middle finger,
Well.
which is even better.
It's because he's got his middle finger up.
What size shoe does he got?
In defense, I do think Vedmeyer is a giant, like a half giant like Grog is, so I do think he's very big, and Scanlan is considered a small creature.
Valid.
Those proportions were not inaccurate, I don't think, but they were a little exaggerated.
But the brothels have taught me one thing. Size doesn't matter. It's how you use it.
He shoots it out of his stick! Now, what spell was that? Was that Witch Bolt? Was it Shocking Grasp? Who cares? Who cares at this point, you know?
You little cunt! You've been a annoying piece of shite!
And you've been a lovely audience. And don't forget to tip your server.
I love that line. Like, why did he say that?
Ooh.
Percy.
Always early to class, Percival.
Release her, Anders. That's an order.
An order. You Durolos were always so entitled.
I love his voice.
You seem to think this is a negotiation.
Don't!
I forgot about that.
I love the focus going in and out as she's like dying. So good. Okay, well that's just fucked up. Doesn't Percy have enough fucking trauma? Meg, that was episode 7 of season 1 of The Legend of Vox Machina. What did you think?
It was good. Well, Molly liked it.
Everyone say hi, Molly.
Hi, Molly. Bye, Molly.
She came back to say hi's.
She just wants butt scratches. That's all I'm good for. I mean, it's not my favorite episode. I love that in this episode, even though Scanlan is very much like the joke of Vox Machina, that this is actually something he's like, no, take me seriously. And he actually like fully takes control and charge of something. Good on Scanlan.
I think I would agree with you there. I don't think this is my favorite episode of season 1. I would be hard pressed to pick just one. I think I know which one is my favorite. I would be curious to see what yours is. I think I know what mine is, but despite this not being my favorite episode of season 1, I actually liked this a lot more this time around than I have in the past. Like in past rewatches, I've skipped this episode, like completely skipped it, but this episode was better than I thought it was. I don't, maybe I just had to give it a second chance or something. I don't know. Or maybe I was just too excited to get to other episodes, but for whatever reason, I feel like I haven't watched this particular episode as much as other episodes, but I liked it this time around.
I think it's a great setup episode. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, we had that discussion in Andor too about how every couple episodes kind of go together. In Andor, it was a little different because Andor was like every 3 episodes was an arc, but the first episode was normally your least favorite because it was the setup, or the second episode was your least favorite. You tended to like those finale episodes, so 3, 6, 9, and 12, except for 8, which was like one of the greatest episodes of TV that we've ever seen, you know, the Gorman Massacre episode. So there's that, of course. I think you're right. I think this does set up what is the back half of this Whitestone arc. The Briarwood arc here gets into the nitty-gritty of they are fully into the rebellion, fully into the resistance against the Briarwoods. They are collecting their allies, building their army, and getting ready to storm the castle, like literally and figuratively. So it is a setup episode. However, there was some interesting things that developed in this episode that you need like context for.
I want to go back, and you talked about that one moment with the animation. before we forget or anything, I figured you made a note, but just in case.
I'm going to start by asking you a question. It starts with something Scanlan says, and then in the animation, there is a hint about it. When the party is sitting around, when Percy is talking about the gun, he's talking about how he built the pepper box and how he created it. Grog asks him, what are all those scribbles for? Indicative of the names on the barrel of the gun. And Percy starts listing them off. Professor Anders, Dr. Anna Ripley, Silas and Delilah, and then until recently, Kyrian Stonefell is what he says. And Scanlan goes, but wait, that's only 5. Who's the 6th barrel for? I want to ask you, Meg, do you know who the 6th barrel is for? It's a 6-round revolver, basically, is what it's based off of. And there are 5 names on Percy's gun, but there is a 6th and empty spot on that gun. There is a hint in the animation, which is what I was so excited about because I forgot about it until that exact moment.
Him?
Yeah. The last spot on that gun is for Percy. In the animation, when Scanlan asks that question, if you look at Percy's shadow, he's holding the gun to his head. His shadow is like up on the wall, and then he moves and it dissipates. But it's the quickest thing. It's probably only on screen for like 2 to 3 seconds max. But if you're looking for it, and I saw it when we watched it because I looked for it, because as soon as Scanlan said it, I looked up and I was like, oh, that's right, because I forgot. I knew that that moment happened, but I couldn't remember when it happened. But when Scanlan asks him who's the 6th barrel for, Percy doesn't say anything, but his shadow is holding the gun to himself.
Hold up, that's 5 names. Who's the 6th barrel for?
It's very telling for Percy as a character that they show this, and I love that it's not said. It is shown, and only if you're paying attention will you notice it. And I'm sure there are some people that have watched the show that never caught that before. I was one of them. I saw someone point it out on Twitter, probably maybe on Tumblr or something, months and months and months ago, and was like, oh shit, like how did I miss this? But when you're looking at the whole shot, like all of Vox Machina's in the shot, there's like a fire going, like there's so many moving parts.
It's supposed to be a distraction.
It is a complete distraction. It is one of those like hidden Easter eggs, like Sprinkle in Gilmore's shop. There's so much to look at in Gilmore's shop, but if you look at the right shelf, you'll find a hint to campaign 2. You know what I mean? So it's that is one of the Percy animation with the shadow is one of my favorite Easter eggs from this season that I can remember seeing. It's pretty cool. It tells you a lot about Percy without actually physically saying anything. It's great. I love it.
No, I'm glad that you caught that because, like I said in one of the episodes, to where I was like, there's always a plus side to rewatching a show. And like we've seen this show so many times before, but we're still catching things we've never noticed before.
Right.
This one, this little Easter egg right here, Sprinkle, like all of these different things. So it's, I think I love it whenever there's always just little details that just shows how much love and effort that the animators put into the show.
They did Critical Role after season 1 came out. They did like a behind the scenes like live stream where I think it might have been like an all day event. I don't remember because the show is so short. You can watch 3 episodes in an hour, about like an hour and a half, whatever it is. And they had some of the animators come in for a couple of the episodes to talk about it. And a lot of the animators that like were the primary editors and stuff on the show were talking about how they were critters before they started working on the show. So a lot of them were really familiar with not only the lore, but familiar with the cast. They were familiar with things that fans would want to see, which is always good. I think Meg and I might have a different perspective on this than other people do, considering that Meg and I both work in the film industry. But I think projects are infinitely better when the creators care about the source material.
100%.
The only time I think the converse has been true, like where it was better because the creator didn't care, was Rogue One and Andor. Because Tony Gilroy didn't give a fuck about Star Wars, but he signed on for that fucking paycheck and made the best movie and the best show. That man is gonna win an Emmy this year because of Star Wars, and he couldn't care less about Star Wars. He's Tony Gilroy, so like whatever. Circling back to Vox Machina, the whole point of the show is when the creators care about the show is infinitely better. 99.9% of the time, 1% of the time when you're Tony Gilroy, you cannot give a fuck about the source material. If you're a good writer, you can do whatever you want, you know? It's just my general consensus on it, but I know that for me as a screenwriter, when I care about a project or when I care about the characters that I'm working with, the scripts are like that. They come out so fast. And 9 times out of 10, they're some of my best work. But when I feel like I'm forcing myself to write because I either don't resonate with the story or I'm not resonating with the characters, they're not my best scripts. So that's just my opinion on that. Maybe it's because the actor who plays the Hound is in this episode. Maybe that's why I'm thinking about Game of Thrones, but I'm thinking about something that George R. R. Martin said at one point. He said that his wife's favorite character is Arya Stark, who is my favorite character as well. I have an Arya Stark tattoo, actually. You guys might have seen it. I don't think I've ever worn a tank top on this show, but I actually have Arya's sword needle on my shoulder, like right here. Pretty big too. Like it starts like up here and goes like all the way down to like here-ish. You guys probably see it peeking out of my shirt. But I have needle tattooed on my arm. She's my favorite character on that show, and that was for a long time one of the best shows on TV. It really, like, this conversation that we're having makes me think of her because I think of how well written Arya was, and I think of how developed she was compared to other characters on Game of Thrones. And I do have to wonder if it's because he cared about her more because people in his life loved her, like his wife, or maybe he even loved her. And spoiler alert for Game of Thrones, Arya is one of the characters that makes it all the way to the end, you know, and she has some pretty big fucking moments in Game of Thrones. And I always wonder if it's because she is a personal favorite. I know that for me, if I'm writing something, my personal favorites get their big moments. That's just how it works, right? You're like, oh, I like this character for a reason. Or you have to make sure to give those characters their time because you want to spend time with them and you want other people to care about those characters as much as you do. It's an interesting balance, I think, to strike up between really resonating and really loving the source material that you're working with and then doing a job. There's a very delicate balance between how to make a good project. You have to care about it to some extent, but I think when the care is genuine, project is almost always better, in my opinion.
Easily. I think so too. Would you like to go through some notes?
I wrote down 4 notes. That was it. So I did not write down very many.
More than you?
Yeah, so do you want me to go first? Because we already went through one, which was Percy and the gun.
Go for it.
So just to circle back to that, Percy created the pepper box. This is important. If you are unfamiliar with Critical Role, if you are unfamiliar with this story, guns do not exist in Exandria. They do not exist in this world. Percy is the inventor of the gun. He is the one that creates this. So the gun in Exandria, in the modern version of this world happening in campaign 1, is only 5 years old, and Percy has created the different prototypes for it. We've seen the List, which is his pepper box, his revolver, and then we've also seen Bad News, which is his like shotgun style one. So he's got a couple different versions of it, but Percy is an inventor. He is the one who invented guns in this world. That is very important, and it's an important part of his story. He's basically like, have you heard the myth of the Winchesters, like the Winchester rifle and how their house was haunted, the Winchester Mystery House? Have you heard about all that?
Oh, yeah, because
Yeah.
we even talked about going up there when you.
We did. Oh, yes, right. We did.
Yeah, I was like, we tried to make plans for that.
Meg and I really wanted to go to the Winchester Mystery House. We should put a pin in that and come back to that, actually.
While you're talking, I'm going to see how far it is from me.
You do that. If you're unfamiliar, basically the Winchester family who created the Winchester rifle, I believe it was the wife of the man who created it. She built this house called the Winchester Mystery House. I don't know how true this is, but this is part of the legend, part of the myth that surrounds this family, is that she was so tormented and haunted by the spirits of those that had been killed by these weapons that she built basically like a maze inside her own house. And this is a house that you can obviously visit because Meg and I were just talking about it, but like there are doors that lead to nowhere. There are staircases that lead to windows. Like there are some rooms that are reversed. There are hallways and hallways and hallways and things that lead nowhere because she wanted to confuse the spirits that lived within her home. That's the myth. That's the rumor. But Percy kind of strikes me as that character of like, maybe not in this particular show, but later down the line in some later campaigns, Percy kind of has that system of like, oh, I brought guns into this world and now other people are using them. He kind of has that range about him in later campaigns.
2 things. I'm sad that I was so close to this place last year. I was only like 40 minutes away because I was visiting a friend up north. I am 5 hours away.
Oh, that's not that bad though. That's like a day trip.
That's 10 hours.
We'd go up and stay there and then come back the next day. 2-day trip, whatever.
Exactly.
Mayhaps the next time I come visit you, we'll go see the Winchester Mystery House.
Sounds like a plan to me.
That would be really fun. So that was just something I wanted to bring up, that it is important to know that Percy is the inventor of the pepper box. He is the inventor of guns in Exandria, but also that he built it out of vengeance. That is a big thing. We'll come back to that in a few episodes when some more shit gets revealed later on down the line. Actually, 2 of my notes we already talked about. So who was the 6th barrel for? Percy's pointing the gun at himself. Obviously, we went over that. We had Cassandra being attacked by Professor Anders here at the end of this episode. The only reason I made a note about that is because I'll tell you this, when I watched this for the first time, I was like, there's no fucking way they just killed her. I was fully like, oh, this poor guy. Like, you know, I didn't know too much about Cassandra when I first watched the show, but I'll tell you this, I watched it and was like, you know, just gobsmacked.
The way my jaw dropped when I first saw that.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
It's wild.
My last note was just on residuum, the material and mineral that is being mined. It is commonly found in whitestone. It is a white stone, also known as residuum glass. Residuum in the Critical Role campaigns is extremely important. I do not know how often it is brought up in the show. I actually don't think it's brought up that often at all. But in the campaigns, Percy's family is wealthy because they were the ones that were mining residuum and had been mining residuum for years, because Percy's family had been lord and lady of Whitestone for centuries, I think. If I'm incorrect, someone correct me in the comments, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
I think you're right. I think it's centuries.
Pretty sure his family, like generations of his family, had been mining residuum here. So his family wealth is basically like from mining and stuff. The reason that residuum is so important is that it can be used to supplement other materials. So for instance, in D&D, depending on how you play, if you look at a spell on D&D Beyond, let's just say Revivify, 3rd level spell, basically you bring someone back to life after they have been reduced to 0 hit points and failed 3 death saves. You can bring someone back to life. But it costs a diamond worth, let's say 500 gold. It might be 300 gold for Revivify. It might be 500 for the bigger one. I don't remember. Let's just say for this instance that it's 500 gold. Residuum, if you don't have a diamond, but you have 500 gold worth of residuum will work instead. So residuum can be used to replace material components within spells. And in Critical Role especially, it is super important because there have always been spellcasters on the Critical Role campaigns. In campaign 2, the big one is Caleb Widowgast, who is my favorite character, who is a wizard. He often uses residuum in place of material components that he can't find. So residuum is super, super, super important because of the fact that it is so versatile, and it can also be turned into weapons. There are residuum blades and things like that. So Percy's home, his city, is incredibly valuable, which is why the fact that like this is a city with like ruling power, this is why this city has representatives. It is so important to trade and commerce, not just in Tal'Dorei, but across the world. In the Critical Role campaigns, residuum has come up in every single campaign because of how important it is. So this was the first episode where we really we've talked about residuum before, but this is the one where you really get the info on it. So I just wanted to bring that up. Those are the only notes I had. I didn't have many.
Yeah, I can just run through mine really quick. I also had residuum. It's been 5 years since Percy covered that. I'm just kind of looking through my notes. I'm like, damn, we kind of covered it. Keyleth spoke to the Sun Tree again.
Yes.
Cassandra is the Briarwood's prized hostage. Scanlan burned down Vedmire's home. He also took a potion to where it was a potion of fire breathing, to where he started to burn down his house just like Scanlan said he would. So everything kind of worked out at that point.
Kept his promise.
He kept his promise. He's like, I'll burn that motherfucker's house to the ground. And he did. The group had pretty much very little faith in Scanlan. And I think he really proved himself here, even though it was an accident with the potion. He didn't know, but it's very much Scanlan's luck. And then Percy saw Cassandra again and Ingus, and Percy watched Cassandra die right in front of him.
He just needed a little bit more trauma.
Just a little cherry on top. You know, he thinks his sister's dead, finds out she's alive, so excited. He's like, all I can think about is my sister. And then he gets there, and then he just...
All I can think about is my sister. Well, she's dead, so...
That's all I had. So, would you like to wrap up here and get on to the next one?
Sure. We absolutely can. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. As always, I'm Allie. This is Meg. We're going to go watch episode 8 of The Legend of Vox Machina because we are super excited to keep moving on with the show. Season 2 is my favorite of the seasons, although there were some real good moments in season 3. But I've only seen season 3 one time and it's been a while. So it's going to be fun to get into that again. If you want to check out more stuff that Meg and I are doing, we did Andor, both seasons 1 and 2. And then we're also doing Arcane, which is coming out on Fridays. And if there's other shows or movies that you want to see us watch, you are more than welcome to leave a comment down below. Meg and I do have a massive list of shows and TV that we want to get to eventually, but as of right now, as of the time that we're recording this, we don't know what we're going to record next. So if y'all have got suggestions for us, we will take them. But we will let you guys go here. We're going to move on to our next episode, and we will see you guys in the next one. Bye!